Hi, my name's Gillian Archibald. I'm the Diversity Manager of KidzAware. We're based in Wakefield, we cover Yorkshire and Humber. Our aim is to help disabled children and adults achieve their full potential. We also take educational programmes into schools, teach children about bullying, disability and racism. To meet three absolutely inspirational young people who are part of our Disability Forum, about to share their experiences of disabilities, the barriers they've had to overcome. Please take the time to listen and to watch and to share what you learned today. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Danny. I'm 28 and I've been blind from birth. There are many difficulties and barriers that I face in my daily life. Here are some of them. Finding clothes that match, making a cup of tea, making sandwiches, getting out and about, for example, walking to work. This is how I face these challenges. Getting dressed. When getting dressed, I have to rely on my dad to tell me what clothes match. Making a cup of tea. When making a cup of tea, I am unable to use a kettle. To overcome this problem, I use a machine that pours hot water into a mug. Walking to work. When walking to work, I use a white stick called a cane to help me do this. However, I have to have mobility training. This really helps me when walking independently. On a sunny day, my remaining vision gets very blurry, and sometimes the sunlight is so bright that I can't see a thing. When this happens, I have to walk very slowly and use my cane a lot more to make up for the loss of vision. When challenges crop up in my life, I do my best to meet them head on. I would also like to say that I am just like everyone else. I have interests and hobbies, and I love to go out and meet people. I also love working at KidzAware because I feel that I'm working for a very good cause. Before I started working for the charity, I was very lonely and depressed. But now I feel much happier because I can get out of the house a lot more and I have a purpose in life.
I'm 29 years old and I have Asperger's syndrome, a very mild form of autism, and have been diagnosed with that from the age of 3. But unlike anyone who is in a wheelchair or is visual impairment or even anyone who is deaf, that is not noticed because autism is a hidden impairment, so it's very difficult for people to recognise it. So I'd just like to point out what it really consists of. When I was diagnosed, I was around about 3 years old. My parents noticed some very odd and unusual traits about me. I was struggling to talk. I was also had very fussy dietary needs, like not eating fruit and veg, and also not eating the sort of like at the right time. So they were very concerned about it, but we are talking about like 27 years ago, and to my knowledge, what my parents have told me, there was nowhere in West Yorkshire at that time that would give a diagnosis for autism, and it was only when we had to go on trips to Manchester when we finally did get the autism diagnosis.
Hi, I'm Sabrina Archibald. I'm 36. When I was about 3 years old, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, which means I'm permanently in a wheelchair. I have limited use of my left arm, and I've subsequently been diagnosed with hearing impairment and sight loss. The reason for me doing the part of the video is just to bring awareness around different disabilities, because I feel like children don't get told about disabilities. There's no sort of handbook for parents when they do get told the child's disabled, and there's no guidance for a child if they're told they're disabled. I mean, I only knew I was disabled when I was younger, because or different is when people started barking, me called me cat or dog, and then I asked my mum and she explained to me. But some children don't get that opportunity, and for me to do this film is to make awareness of the disabilities, and that people can get bullied through the disability. When we go into schools, people say to us, well, you don't get bullied because you're in a wheelchair or you've got disability. Well, other people bullied me when I was at school, and I was at a special needs school. Everybody bullies each other. The other thing is, a lot of children say, or adults will pull the children away and say, oh, but you can catch disability. It's hard to think that people think they can catch disability because it's like they've been scared of something that they can't catch. And even if they could catch, are they supposed to explain to the children or themselves learn about each other's disability, or our beliefs, or our cultures? And I think it all comes down to education, and that's why I'm proud to be one of the members of staff for KidzAware, because we do go into schools and we do educate, and it can happen to anybody. So what I would say is, if you are finding that you're getting bullied in employment, actually tell somebody.